Need to wager that there's a spot in this universe that is so horrible you'd prefer not to know it? This spot is alarming, it's monstrous, void, forlorn, and a secret to science. We should go on a made-up excursion through the designs of the universe. Together, we start on Earth, our recognizable home planet. Our spaceship takes off and leaves the nearby planet group, passing recognizable planets, such as Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. Toward the finish of the heliosphere, we enter the interstellar medium, leaving the nearby planet group a long way behind us. Our venture takes us further into the great spread of our universe, the Milky Way. Here, we find stars in impossible numbers, some of which have celebrated names, for example, Alpha Centauri or Sirius. We cross elegant nebulae, experience strange black holes, and witness the introduction of stars. A long way beyond our galaxy, we recognize further clusters of stars. We see the Andromeda Galaxy, the Small and Large Magellanic Clouds, and other galaxies endlessly further away. We would recognize a massive bunch of galaxies known as the Virgo Galaxy Cluster. Here, many galaxies are connected by gravity. We see how galaxies impact each other, attract, repel, and sometimes merge in a fascinating astronomical dance. The Virgo Galaxy Cluster is home to more than 1,300 galaxies and is an amazing illustration of the size and variety of structures in the universe. Our journey proceeds to a supercluster of galaxies, the Virgo Cluster, of which our Milky Way is itself just a small piece, part of the Shapley supercluster. This gigantic network of galaxy clusters is connected by invisible strings of dark matter. There are many galaxy clusters in the Shapley supercluster, and it consists of several million galaxies. We recognize structures, the filaments, by which galaxies and galaxy clusters situate themselves. Then we fly endlessly further and recognize a puzzling region of the universe, a nothingness of such tremendous dimensions that it blows our minds. It is as if we are exploring the MW of the universe, where a second prior, light and the dance of brilliant galaxies delighted our eyes. A threatening darkness now lingers. Cosmologists refer to this strange structure as the dipole repeller. This empty space in space strangely impacts the movement of galaxies and likely adds to the accelerated expansion of the universe. The specific nature and capability of this region have not yet been sufficiently explored. However, experts suspect that the dipole repeller behaves like an invisible cosmic guide and makes a decisive contribution to the stability of the universe, the most mysterious structure in the universe. The possibility of the dipole repeller was conceived in 2017 when a group of astronomers, led by Yehuda Hoffman, suggested that this structure could be one of the main activators of the universe. Based on data from the 2-mass redshift survey and the Cosmic Flows 3 catalog, cosmologists have spent years exploring the underpinnings of the structure of our known universe. These two investigations have gone through years investigating the distribution and movements of galaxies in the so-called cosmic stream path structure. The 2-mass redshift survey has recorded the spectral light shift of millions of galaxies. With the help of the light shift, astronomers can determine the distance and speed of galaxies in space. Galaxies that are moving away from us progressively shift into the red color range, galaxies moving towards us become blue. The Cosmic Flows 3 catalog deals with the analysis and distribution of galaxies in our astronomical neighborhood. Data from this catalog abstractly portray the movement of galaxies. This has resulted in maps of our universe that show streams and connections between gigantic structures, like the Great Attractor and the Dipole Repeller. The Great Attractor lies toward the center of the so-called Hydra Centaurus supercluster. The Great Attractor is probably a massive and dense region in the universe that also influences the movement of galaxies in its vicinity. While the gravity of the attractor pulls galaxies towards it, the dipole repeller repels them. You could also say that the attractor and repeller behave like a cosmic vortex. The interaction of the two leads to complex patterns of galaxy movements in the universe as we know it. We now know that everything in the universe consists of flow and constant movement. The exact role of the attractor and repeller remains a mystery to researchers. Above all, questions remain as to whether these two are the largest structures or if there are even larger units. If you look at these maps of the structure of the universe, you will discover another staggering truth: the structures resemble organic material. The shapes are reminiscent of a brain or even the tiny bones and the snail in the ear. Images like these raise questions, such as whether our universe is perhaps something like a gigantic living organism. After all, are we possibly something in the universe, like the mitochondria in the cells of our bodies? It will probably be centuries before we have found all the answers to these questions. So far, attractors and repellers are purely concepts of cosmology. No one has seen these structures, yet it's quite clear that they are there. Scientists describe the dipole repeller as something so terrifying that you would never want to go there, even if you had a spaceship with a warp drive. Bleak, desolate, and mysterious, the dipole repeller is a really unnerving and dim locale of the universe exists in this strange zone. Systems appear to be repulsed by an undetectable and horrendous power. However, what is this power? What has the tremendous capacity to drive whole system superclusters away from itself, and why does everything in the universe seem to have a secretive reason? The possibility of a spooky and practically vacant domain in the universe that is continually driving cosmic systems into the boundless territory gives us unsolvable riddles. Any individual who observes the passing of the universes perceives that nearly everything in the universe is seeking community. However, the dipole repeller is a strange exception. What other purpose does this eerie overshadowing serve? What is inside it, and is there a more detailed motivation behind why this region is driving galaxies from itself? Like the no less puzzling voids, something seems to be happening in this space that is beyond our understanding. Our actual comprehension and quantities are reaching an invulnerable limit. Colossal voids without another dimension, the dipole repeller is still simply a cosmological concept, but the voids have long been a proven and observed truth. Voids are also massive regions in the universe where the distribution of galaxies and matter is vanishingly small compared to their normal density. However, scientists suspect that voids just give the impression of being empty. There are a few galaxies in them. These are so desolate that analysts who live in them probably thought for a long time that they were the only universe in a vast void. The distances between the matter and the incredible voids are incomprehensible. Estimations have shown that these regions have low density, and the enormous voids are probably direct results of the Big Bang. Voids were first discovered during the 1970s by cosmologists observing the distribution of galaxies in the universe. They noticed areas in which galaxies were completely missing or, indeed, lightly scattered. The most famous of these is the Boötes Void, named after the constellation of the same name, Boötes. Analysts now know of many other voids, the largest of which are supervoids that extend over hundreds of millions of light-years. Voids could be key to understanding and deciphering dark energy, and they are currently being studied intensively. Past research has revealed such odd things about the voids that experts have come up with the most far-fetched ideas. Voids could, therefore, also be something like scar tissue in the cosmic web. Scientists have theorized that parallel universes may have crashed at these points. This would mean that we live in a multiverse, after all, or that voids are gateways to other dimensions. There are even more fascinating theories suggesting that voids may not be empty at all. Some researchers speculate that advanced civilizations may be working in these dark spots in the sky, capable of obscuring entire galaxies to harness their energy for their own purposes. The ideas and theories driving this speculation go back to the Russian scientist Nikolai Kardashev, who proposed in the 1940s that superintelligences, evolving over centuries, might one day be able to build huge power plants around galaxies, causing them to vanish from our eyes. Of course, these hypotheses are pure speculation, but they illustrate how these vast structures are pushing our science to its limits. Astronomers and cosmologists are desperately seeking answers using every available source. What role do dark matter and dark energy play? It sounds staggering, but it's true. The whole cosmological models we have shared with you are based on the assumption of two forces that no one has truly seen or measured. Although dark matter and dark energy are invisible to direct observation, their presence has been confirmed by numerous observations. Dark matter exerts a gravitational force that influences the visible matter in galaxies and galaxy clusters. In fact, dark matter is thought to make up most of the matter in the universe and forms the basic structure for the formation of galaxies and cosmic filaments. The gravitational attraction of dark matter pulls galaxies and galaxy clusters together, allowing the formation of the giant structures we have presented to you. Dark energy is another mysterious phenomenon that acts as a kind of counterforce in the universe. Among other things, it causes the accelerated expansion of the universe and makes galaxies move away from each other on large cosmic scales. We experience this accelerated expansion and dark energy in the dipole repellers and also in the voids. These currents in the universe are influenced by both the attraction of dark matter and the repulsion of dark energy. The idea that dark energy accelerates the expansion of the universe and thereby moves galaxies away from it in certain regions is even a fundamental assumption to explain the dipole repeller. The voids, the massive empty regions in the universe, are also the result of the complex interaction between dark matter and dark energy. The gravitational attraction of dark matter leads to the formation of the enormous voids, while the expansive forces of dark energy help voids expand and become increasingly empty. Despite their invisibility, these mysterious forces are of critical importance for the development and fate of the universe. Whoever one day succeeds in unraveling dark matter and dark energy will also succeed in solving the cosmic mystery. Perhaps one day, we will be able to explain where all the wonder and beauty of the universe come from and what forces are behind this magnificent creation. Press the subscribe button because there are many more features to come.